Does anybody else have that thought? Like when that 30-second countdown's going, you start singing to yourself with the 30 seconds, and then you're like, oh crap, we're live. But still, hey guys, it's Tuesday. It's 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're here. We're live like we always are. Tonight, we have an amazing guest. Somebody who has, in my opinion, a brand new channel, but he's not new. He's been around for a bit. But before we get to this, damn it, I keep doing that. This amazing guy over here, we have one big announcement to make. If you guys look over in the comments section, you're going to see we have a brand new moderator. Beard of the North, brother, thank you for stepping up and wanting to bite a bullet for the channel. I appreciate you so much, brother. I appreciate your support and your dedication to, well, kicking my ass when I need it. But with that fun stuff being said, we got Bearded Cheesehead tonight on the channel, or, as everybody else calls him, Ryan. But still, brother, introduce yourself to the world.
How you doing? I'm Ryan. I go by the Bearded Cheesehead. I've been in the bearded community for a little over a year now. Just started my channel back in June. Married for 8 years, have 2 boys, a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old. Oh, wow. And yeah.
He likes long walks on the beach.
I like long walks on the beach. No, I enjoy spending time with my family. I'm an avid sports fan. We're a huge Disney family, so.
I get that. I got 3 kids, so I get that. But before we get too in depth and pry that info out of them, because wow, can we recover from that opening? Let's just go through the roll call. King Ginger, I see you got first. Hey, brother. Rob Brennan, how you doing? Dan, you're here, man. Where's baby hands? Is she hiding after shaving her beard? I'm just saying, that was painful to watch. Tyson, what is going on, you man bun mafia mother? David Jones, how are you? I think it's one of the first times I've seen you on the channel. If you've been on here before, forgive me. And whoever hit that big old thumbs up on Facebook, thank you. Okay, now, let's get into the obvious stuff before we start prying with some little in-depth. And hey, Redbeard Ryan. Okay, I'm hoping you pop up. So let me do something here real quick. Sorry, guys. I was hoping he'd pop up. I should have got this earlier, but, I am not that smart. Ryan, I have been talking about doing this to you for a while, dude. So let that load up. Come on. And there we go. Ryan, you are now a moderator like I've been talking to you about for a while, dude. So thank you for the support of the channel as well. Whenever you're in, you know what to do, man. Chris Rayner, how you doing, you Baltimore Oriole loving mother? We still got a better record. All right. And hey, there's Will As. Thank you, my brother. Okay. I get being a Disney fan because, well, I've got a 12-year-old boy, a 9-year-old girl, and a 6-year-old daughter. 2 of them I inherited with, oh, well, and hey, David, welcome to the show, man. Welcome to everything. I hope you enjoy what you see. We do things really, really differently here on the channel. I hope you're going to like tonight's show. We try to keep things in the house really, really family friendly. But on the flip side, like with my girls, we watch like Forged in Fire and we watch other stuff and we have, huge discussions about things. Mm-hmm. Things like video games are huge in my family. The Batman Arkham series, it's like a family event where everyone's looking for hidden things and doing stuff like that. Is it kind of that way with your family when you get together and like a family game night?
Yeah. Once a month, we have a tradition where we make homemade pizzas and we usually have a game night involved or a movie night. So my youngest and I are really big in Fortnite. So him and I will team up and complete quests and challenges together and we'll go around and play Fortnite together. So yeah.
I will admit, Assassin's Creed series is really huge with my family. And it's weird how, like, we started with Odyssey. Mm-hmm. And that let me teach my children about, like, the Spartans and, the Athenians and, the wars and everything back then and pull up stuff and show them on the internet. Now with Valhalla, like, we're getting in Oxhorn drinking cups so they can actually hold one. And they can see what's on that game and what people used to drink with and, that kind of thing. And it's just weird, how a game can help teach history.
Yeah. And I'm really big into games. So once my kids get older to play those types of games, I want to, introduce them to like Assassin's Creed or like, all these other bigger games out there that I play on my own. I started out as a kid playing computer games. Like there's a game called um, uh, Age of Empires,
Yes.
Red Alert.
Yep.
I grew up playing Wolfenstein on PC back when it first came out. Like that's the stuff I used to do, and I want my kids to do all that stuff. But right now, it's just the small games where they know how to manage the controller and it's not complicated for them. So,
you see, I've got to be careful because when I game, my mouth runs away with me. So the cuteness factor, my little one, is picking up my bad habits, and she's saying things, and I'm like, "You're too young." Sorry, Daddy, you're fine. Just don't use that again.
Yeah, we had that incident this past weekend. We were playing, and it was him and I, and there was only I think a couple people left, and I died, and he had to kill the two people, and they killed him. And he's like, "You're effing stupid." I was like, "Whoa, all right."
Yep.
So
we have had that happen recently, especially last night. So it's really hard because my kids all have their little tablets and we have, a laptop for them. So when they're playing that online game and they're yelling at each other and getting up, running across the room, trying to punch someone for killing them, I'm like, all right, let's put this stuff up. Let's try to find something different right now,
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Let's dive into the most interesting question. What possessed you to start your YouTube channel? And I say that in the nicest way, guys, in the chat. There's nothing wrong with starting a YouTube channel. I'm just curious what motivates people to do that.
Honestly, it was my wife. She saw how much beer products I was buying a month, and when I first started in this community, I was hooked on one or two companies, and then it went into another company, and then went to another company, and then every month I was spending hundreds of dollars in beer products, and she's like, "You have all this stuff, like, do something with this. Start a YouTube channel." I'm like, "Yeah, that's not for me. It's not something I want to do." So I took some time. I talked to a couple of people, and this past June I started it. So, and I wanted to be different. I wanted to be something completely different than anybody else was doing. Be like, "Hey, this is a beard oil. Yeah, it's good. No, I don't like it. Cool. It's just the same. No offense to people that do that. I appreciate that, and it gives the viewers, if they're looking for that specific type or that company, it's easier for them. And so I just want to be different. I wanted to do something to where I bring spotlight to the company and what they all have to offer, and have the customer to know who the owner is, what the company is all about, instead of just that one product that's hot at that current time. So I released 3 videos. I had a certain format that I was doing, and I feel like it wasn't doing what I wanted to do. So this Friday I'll be dropping a new video with the new company. I'll be doing something a little different. I'm going to be having a one-on-one interview with the owner himself, so people can get to know them and people can get to. What's up, Dagan? How you doing, bud? So people can get to know the owner and see who they are, and some of their likes and dislikes and why they started the company. And then after that, we'll go into products and talk about that, what all they have to offer. So
now, see, I liked what you were doing originally. Just for me, I thought it was definitely unique, where I'm going to use this for a while and then I'm going to talk about it. It's not the certain flavor of the moment. Okay. And that's no disrespect to any company out there, because I think it's wonderful how much growth has happened in the beard grooming community since I started. When I started doing my first couple reviews, there's maybe only 10, 15 people doing it. And now we have a bunch, which I think is amazing. Everybody brings their own way. Hey, Gabe, how you doing, my brother?
Good, Gabe.
Everyone brings their own unique style. But the one thing, and maybe you can speak on this because you're a newer reviewer, it just makes me go, what the hell, guys? When you see 82 reviews of company A's, tequila flavor, whatever, or 83 reviews on a vanilla tobacco thing.
Yeah.
And I get where everyone wants to go with what's popular, but do you think that affected you in any way whatsoever when you were doing your reviews with a smaller channel? Maybe some people weren't really watching you or looking at you.
I just felt like maybe I wasn't like having that pop. Maybe that I wasn't keeping the interest of the viewers. And I noticed that my first video had this many views, and then my last one, the one I released just recently, had less reviews than my first one. So I'm like, maybe I'm doing something wrong. We're always our worst critic, but
God, yes.
I always want to be different. I always want to be I don't want to be someone else. I don't want to be myself. So I feel like if I have the kind of like this, if I have the company owner on screen with me and we talk about it, then maybe that'll draw them in. Be like, oh, hey, Jimmy from Running Man's here. Let's see what he says. Who he is. Like, people have seen him on live before, but I want it to be raw. I want it to be like not like a set schedule or a set type of topic, and just have fun. And so
I think that's phenomenal. And speaking of worst critics, hi Code, how you doing, bro? Yeah, we speak of bad things, and look who pops up. That's all I'm saying.
What's up, Alfredo?
Hey, Alfredo, how you doing, man? But I like that, and that's kind of like I talked about with you in the green room. Mm-hmm. Whereas for the longest time, I felt I had to go, okay, we're going to talk about this topic in a live feed for this long. Then I have to switch it to this. Then I have to switch it to here. Then we have to do this, but we have to end with this. And I have these lightning round questions that everybody's already doing. So I needed to, okay, hold on. All right, yeah. I'll get to you in a moment, Iron Wings. I just like more of that free flow thing like you were talking about where there's nothing set. You're going to go into it. You're going to have an idea of, I would like to talk to you about this product. What was your thought process here? Where do you, because there's things that you want to know.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how you're doing that. And yeah, he's seriously.
And then if I want to know, how many other bearded men have the same questions that I do? You know what I mean? So it helps. So.
Yeah. And like Iron Wing seriously tore apart his first video. He put it up. He talked to me. He just tore it apart, ripped it apart, did this, did that. I'm like, dude, let it ride. It's your first video.
Yeah.
Okay, we got I'm seeing some more people pop in. Hey, Greeter, how you doing?
Hey, Michael.
Wrong one, sorry. And we got Josue. How are you, man?
What's up, Josue?
I like, God, how can I put it? I like that at an early stage, you're willing to pivot and willing to do something else. Because I think, I can only say it like this, and this is not a shot at anybody. I think certain creators get so pigeonholed into, I have to be this way. And if they're not that way, they feel like they're outside of their comfort zone.
Mm-hmm. I
appreciate channels who have a very, very high production value, like Beards and Banjos. I watched his channel grow amazingly. Bluegrass Bearded, how much effort he puts into technology, because that's who he is.
Yeah.
For me, getting into a forge, heating up some metal and beating the snot out of it brings me the same joy as Bluegrass sitting down and going, I need to tweak this on my screen. I need to tweak that. I need to do this. I just feel that should be something that should be commended with you, that you're pivoting early.
Yeah.
Because you're not happy. And I know so many people are like, well, this channel is doing this. I have to do this because it's working for them. This channel is doing that and it's working. I like the fact that you're not afraid to be the first bearded cheesehead out there.
Yeah. I got a compliment the other day. It says that my stuff reminds him of like a mini documentary. So, and then that sparked that thought of this new like, I guess, like template of what I want to do with my channel. Maybe a mini documentary series of the company and who they are, what they have to offer, some fun thoughts about them.
Yeah, and I think Dan's got it great. I like his reviews because he basically sits there and he's like, here's the product. I'm going to talk about it. If you don't like it, I don't care. If you do like it, hit that thumbs up.
Yeah.
And I like that. I don't know how to say it other than this. I sometimes think too many people get stuck into, I have to be that way. And if I'm not that way, it's going to affect my brand. And if it affects my brand, companies won't work with me. Some people are too afraid to go out and take a chance and make a change.
Yeah.
Sometimes change can be for the better. Look at my incredible brother, Jersey Joe. He was Bearded Life 973, and he wasn't feeling it for a while because of the history of what happened with his channel, and he pivoted into Jersey Joe. Mm-hmm. It's still him, but it's him being him now, not him like, well, where's my sidekick?
Yeah.
And I like the fact that company owners are coming on with you because you have a young channel. I think that speaks volumes for you, your character, and I want to say the word integrity, but just what you bring to the table,
Yeah, and it made me feel a lot of confidence that I had companies reach out to me instead of me reaching out to them. And that's what really also inspired me to do this channel because, like I said before, I was just one of the guys in the chat,
Yeah.
Until I started the Bearded Regard, I had never been on YouTube, never been on camera until like just recently. So I was just like, okay, I'll start this. And then now I have companies asking me, hey, what's your channel about? You want to do this? You want to do that? I'm like, sure, let's run with it.
I see. I think that's great that they're reaching out to you and going, I want to work with you. Instead of chasing them down and going, hey, I have these days open. Can you fit me in your schedule on these days? They're coming to you, which once again goes back to my previous statement. It speaks volumes about who you are. So don't ever forget that and never forget where you came from. Not saying you ever will. All right. But just keep that passion, keep that drive going,
Yeah. And that I've always told myself in the beginning, I said, don't worry about views. Don't worry about likes. Don't worry about followers. Don't worry about that. Just be yourself. Just have fun. The moment I'm not having fun, I'll close the channel. But I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it. I never thought editing would be fun. So.
Yeah, that's the one thing I hate. I love the shooting more than I do the editing, to be honest. That's a huge reason why I leave my mistakes in there. Because I'm like, one and done, I'm just going to roll with it unless it's so horrible. I just got to let it fly.
Yeah.
And that brings me off to another question for you. Are you a one and done, or are you the heavy editing guy, but you just said it a moment ago? So how many times do you go over your video before you're happy?
Honestly, maybe once or twice. Yeah. I appreciate that. I really do.
Well, you want to talk about a great group to be around to get you set up right, the Regard.
And the credit goes to Casey. Casey's mentality for that channel was to bring in guys who are not known but are known in the community, but through chat. Bring them on camera, talk to them, get to know them, and so people know like the face to the name type of thing. And they had fun with me, and they're like, hey, do you want to be a brother? And I'm like, sure. I've never done it before, but I'll roll with it. I'll have fun. So
I remember your first one. You looked a little awkward, but you started to roll with it, and you got really, really comfortable pretty quick. Yeah. Which, seeing how, you've been doing lives, I will tell you, the worst thing ever is when you get a guest on and you ask them a question and they're going to do this number to you. Let me think about that for a moment. That's a really good question.
Yeah.
And you're like, just talk, please talk. I asked you your favorite pizza,
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I think some of the best ones we had were John from Bluebeard. And then one a couple weeks ago we had, I forgot who it was. But yeah, company owners are good. They're fun to talk to. So.
Yeah, they can be. You know, I've talked to some, and I'm like, I need a shot. You know, you're like, oh boy, dude, come on. But when you have others on there, and okay, here he is, Vato. I promise you something, amigo, and I'm going to deal with you in a moment.
That's my brother from another mother.
Oh yeah, Vato's freaking awesome. But when you start out and you find a company that like you come up with, for lack of a better phrase, it's so cool to watch those companies grow and bring them on your channel, and you get to have that great connection with them. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Vato, I promised you an update tonight. Dude, you won't believe it. You seriously won't believe it. Within 24 hours of me making that video, they refunded my cash. From 8 days to, they just went, okay, well, there's nothing we can do for you. You didn't get it. We say it's out for delivery. We're just going to refund your cash. If it shows, you can keep your blade. I'm like, it's not going to show because I've got the empty package here. But still, I promise you that, bro. There you go. They refunded my cash pretty dang quick. All right.
Shows the value of a company.
It was Amazon, so I mean, where's that dang blade? Basically, it was something along those lines, a really cheap Chinese knockoff kind of blade kind of thing that I'm looking into more of these and bringing them to my channel. If there's some that I've found that if they were made by a different, like, American company, kind of like this bad boy right here, people would be going, oh my God, that's great. It's awesome. It's phenomenal. But because of the name attached to the knife manufacturer, everyone doesn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And Vato, I'm sorry, man. Like I said in that video, I'd be doing an update. But still, here's the one thing I wanted to ask you when you were talking about earlier about buying all your products. What was your gateway company? What was that one that hooked you and you went, I got to go get more. I got to go get more. I got to go get more.
It was Ruddy Man. He had popped up on my Facebook page one time, and I'm like, who's this guy? What, I mean, his ad popped up, and I'm like,
yeah,
it's just another one of those companies. But I clicked on it, and it had a little chat button on the bottom of the screen, and I chatted to him, and it was like 9:30 o'clock my time, and he messaged me back, and we just hit it off, and I made my first purchase and fell in love. I mean, I've been a fan of his since day one. So
yeah, Vato, I haven't done business with that company in like 18 months, so I don't see myself ever going back, to be honest. But still, thank you, amigo. So, okay, it was Ruddy Man. And I will admit, it took me forever to get on the Ruddy train. It really, truly did. I got on there basically right at the start of COVID when Jimmy was cleaning out his old labels to get into the, oh, hey, speaking of him.
Oh.
Jimmy, how you doing, bro?
Oh. His ears are ringing.
Right? No. You guys go downstairs and play. Like I said, right at the start of COVID, when he was cleaning out the old labels to bring in the Ruddy Beasts, and he was doing these, if you buy one, I'll give you 5. So it was like I just cleaned out his whole company in one sitting, and he's like, it's going to take a little bit. I'm like, Jimmy, I'm good. You know, when it gets here, it gets here. And Jimmy, it's not a show if they don't disturb me once or twice. It's kind of, it's got to be there, you know? But still. And by the way, Jimmy, I am filming that review I talked to you about being Jimmy in the video in the next couple days. So I'll be sending you that video first, bro. All right. So it was Ruddy Man. What would you say is company number 2 that hooked you?
Beard Octane.
It took me a while to get on them. It really did.
And to me, no offense to Joe and Beard Octane over there, great guys, but I feel like they're a great newcomer company. I mean, they have everything you need to start out with your beard journey, and I just feel like I start with them too, and then I started getting into more like DNC videos and stuff, and learn about other companies, and it all fell apart from there.
See, he is like the beard world's greatest pusher of product. You know, no insult to the Teach, because I value him as a friend, but when he talks about a product, he just hooks you, and you're like,
Exactly.
must buy. You're like, no, Dan, no.
Yeah, it's like last night. He had a company on, and he was boosting one product, and by the end of the night, everyone was saying, "Hey, this product sold out."
You have to find, dude. The Dan C effect is real. I will never forget watching him sell out a company of beef jerky because he literally went, "This is my favorite jerky," and then they sold out within 10 minutes because everyone who was in, I think it was Majorly Bearded at the time, went online and ordered just to get Dan's favorite jerky. Sold them out. I was like, wow, the teach effect is real. But you see, that's like goal. God, I take that as goals because with your honor and your integrity, I can see you doing that too.
Yeah.
Because watching your videos, you draw me in. I don't get bored watching you. And that's great for a brand new reviewer, you know?
Yeah, I did my research. I watched the Dan C's, the Kens, the J. Cruz's, yourself. I mean, even Brian.
Thank you for the plug. I'll take that.
Even Brian from Beards and Banjos. Like, I see what they do and see their format, and I took all that into what I wanted to do, and you know, and like you and I talked in the green room. You know, you have to have that energy, that passion, that, you know, enthusiasm in what you're doing, and have fun with it. That's what I do. So, I mean,
well, like I said when I first started mine, I borrowed from the Teach, I borrowed from Mo the Bearded Shark, and Beard Times of Scott. I literally took things from all three of them, and I found a way to make it my own. You know, which is really, really important. Like come here, pull that up. Let me decide. Okay, one out of how many? That's all I'm saying, Bobby. Dan's got a great track record, you know?
Yeah.
I just, yeah. But, oh, man, totally got it. Okay. Like, you know, like we're talking about, you being you, which still, I go back to it, I'm amazed. You don't have that many videos out. You're not swimming in subscribers. It's not an insult because you're a brand new channel. So if anybody's trying to run around out there, just stop, okay? I'm not insulting the man. But he's got the presence of mind to go, this isn't working for me. I want to make it more me. Phenomenal, man.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. And if not, then I'll continue to do it. And if I get one view, I get one view. It's what I want to do, and I'm still having fun. And I'll do it until I run out of products and companies that want to hang out with me. So,
see, now that's good attitude. That really is. Because I'll admit, and okay, we'll get to you in a moment, bro. I want to get this one out. When Fable did their flush it for Fable, whatever, I had no idea he was doing that. And the very next day, I already had a Fable video that was scheduled to upload. I love how everyone goes, well, don't be concerned about the views. Don't. When that video had 10 views the first day, I went, people are pretty pissed at Fable right now, aren't they? You know? I was like, holy crap. Right. Yeah, what do we got here? That one actually upset me. I'm like, damn it, Colin. You hurt my video, but you know, you move on, you get going. Yeah. Can I ask both of you, what's more important for producing content? For me, depending on what I'm doing, seeing how you mentioned knives, it's I try to talk about the blade, how it feels in your hand, how it feels when you're carrying it, the cut tests that I do. Just talk about that, you know. Survival gear, like lights. There's only so much I can do with a flashlight to show it off. You know, men's grooming products. You've got to talk, if you're ever going to do those, about how it works with you. Because it's your experience that people are watching your channel for your review. Not everything's going to work the same for everybody, but you've got to be honest in what you're doing. You cannot take, and by the way, that's how much I have left of that paracord that's causing me problems, guys. Seriously, that. I can't wait till that's gone. You can't take something like that when you're trying to do a pull test on it and go, oh my God, the blade is so sharp. When everybody sees me going, come on, you mother, just dog, just cut. You know? Yeah. But what do you got? You know, what do you got, man?
I think producing content. I think your editing has to be on point. Adding visualizations and stuff like that to keep the viewer interested, as well as like you said, give your personal input on what you're reviewing. People are there to watch you give your feel, if it's good or bad. I mean, it's your review. It should be how you feel. Like if the oil is too runny, if it stinks, if it doesn't work in your beard, if it dries out your beard, or whatever it is you're using. Like you said, if it's a knife, I got this blade and it said this, this, and this, but I can't even cut a piece of paper. So
yeah,
people want to know the truth. So they don't
bingo,
want you to
bingo. Sorry, go finish that up. Bingo.
They don't want you to beat around the bush. Is all I'm going to say. So
always be honest in what you're reviewing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're paid for that review somehow, you get yourself to that point where you have a sponsorship, or people send you product, or you get to a point with your channel where you're comfortable charging for reviews and people will pay you for your opinion. Always be honest. Mm-hmm. There is a hugely thin line between being honest and being a dickhead.
Yep.
Yeah, what we got here? Bobby, I think it's going to be good. As a viewer, I look for something specific. Exactly. Because everybody's got a different point of view. Yep. And it's really weird how I know I feature a lot of Gerber blades on my channel. Not a lot of people like them, but I do. So I kind of focus on some of those and things I like to carry. But yeah, or with products. It's no stranger that I collect everything from Ready Man, Chesapeake, and Johnny Slicks. I'll collect everything. He releases a scent, I got to get
it. That's one company I haven't tried is Johnny Slicks.
I got a good code for you. Not an affiliate, just a discount. As a viewer, the content has to provide something of value, and it's see, there you go.
That's true. Yeah.
And that's always what I've joked around. It's a trade-off. I have to give you something you want for your view time. And I want you to come back because I'm giving you something. Even if it's just I make you giggle for a moment, like I did with Bill Rivers doing a Twizzler cut. Give them something. And that's something, when you're doing your stuff, man, you're going to see your tribe develop on your channel. And that's going to be an amazing feeling when people are popping in and talking your lives and you have those interactions. And when you're filming your videos where, like, I see him, he's up there, Bill Rivers. I can sit and go, Bill, I know you're commenting. I know you're laughing your ass off. Dude, just stop, Bill, stop,
Yeah.
I'll let you start with that one, Cheesehead. Have you, Ryan, man, have you ever had a bad negative review and have a company get mad?
My first video, I had a handful of negative reviews. What I was doing wrong, and I mean, to me it was negative, but it was positive. At the same time. And then, if it's a company, you just gotta let the company know that this is my honest opinion. You can't go on there and bash the company and be like, this is the worst thing ever. I mean, it's apparently not, because you either bought it or you're willing to do the review on it. So it can't be that bad. But, as long as you're honest and the company does not approve it, just tell them, hey, it's how I felt. It's not, Johnny Appleseed over here probably could feel different, but this is how I felt. I wanted to give the customer the feel that I thought that when I tried this product, if you didn't like it, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
If you didn't like my opinion, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it and say, this smells like dog food in a can, but I love it. It smells amazing. You'll love it too. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you it smells like dog food in a can, and it's not for me. I mean, I wouldn't wear it, but you may like it. So.
Exactly, like a lot of those, and I will give it a flip side because I actually screwed up in the middle of a review, and it caused problems with me in a company where something affected me on a different personal level. And I didn't see it from the company owner's perspective of I was taking my past out on him. And that came across in the review. So that caused a rift for a while, and we had to talk about it. As long as you're being honest, not every single product is going to work for everybody. I mean, here, like he held up a tester a moment ago. I've got something in the works. Now, I'll be honest. When I first opened it, I smelled it. I went, what the fuck is that? But when I got it warmed up, got it in beard, it's a different experience.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're honest about it and you're not, God, you're not going out of your way to berate a company or put a company down or drive sales from one company to another company. Like if you're very well known, like, hey, I'm a Johnny Slicks guy, but I'm going to review a Ready Man thing. And Jimmy, if you're in here, buddy, this is just an example. Okay. I'm not going to pick up a Ready Man oil and go, this is crap. Yeah. Come on over to Johnny Slicks. Hey, I got an affiliate code for you. That is crossing a line and being just, no. And Aaron, I'll take you root for my socks any day of the week, you Yankee loving mother.
Aaron, you may be a Packers fan. I respect that, but I am a Boston Red Sox fan. So
I like you even more.
We're gonna have a moderator boot you out of here. I'm sorry. Yankees are not in here.
Yeah, right. That's right, mods. If he starts talking about Yankee crap, you put him on timeout.
Exactly.
I get your permission.
Mm-hmm.
Yes and no, Dan. Seriously, yes and no. I know there's a lot of companies out there that have a lot of pride in what they do. And if you're being honest, that's cool. And you're right. No one's going to love everything. Like there's some stuff from Chesapeake I hate, but I bought it to have the collection. And for the record, it was Seattle. Really wasn't a fan of that. And most of the cologne scents that Gary did a while ago, because I've never really worn cologne. Most of my formative years were in the military and you really couldn't wear it. So I never got a taste for it. But it's just a personal thing with me. See, there you go. Save paracord, cut a Twizzler. I knew he'd have something. When it comes to feeling beer. Yeah, and I always try to find something about that company that makes me just go, this is good. This is awesome.
I'm really not trusting Code's judgment. He likes
really, Code?
Well Done Steaks, Socks in Bed, and the Yankees. I don't know if I can trust the guy.
He gets a slight pass from me because, like me, and
the only good thing about him is he created Angler's Code, and I have to give him that. Angler's Code's a really good one from Copper Johns.
Yeah, that is. That's a really, really good one.
At least it didn't smell like Well Done Steak. So,
as much as I'm loath to give Code any kind of credit, good job, brother. Good job. All right, man.
But what I noticed is that I've only been doing this for a little bit, but I've been in the community for a while. You know it's a really good company when they want your honesty, good or bad. If you don't like this scent, tell the people. That's what they want.
Yeah.
But if a company comes in and says, I don't want you to be negative. I don't want you to be, talk bad about my product. If you don't like it, lie. I want this to sell. That's not the company you need to be working with. That's not the company that needs to be out there for you.
Oh, crap. I can't remember that company. Dear God. It was one of these companies that markets itself as men are dying and my products are for manly men. Okay, so you paid $5, you got a 3 little sample kit. And the samples were in like small itty bitty little perfume bottles. All right.
Mm-hmm.
He used one carrier oil, and that was argan oil, period. Because all the top beer reviewers say that's all you need. That's it. That's that. Well, straight argan oil made my beard feel like straw. It destroyed my beard days. And because I did a review of them, Wolf and Iron. Heck yeah. Wolf and Iron. That's that company. Because I did a negative review and I talked honestly about it, the owner attacked me and a bunch of his fanboys attacked me. And the funny part was Dancy Bearded caught that and he's like, do you have any more of those samples? I'm like, I got you. Then they went after the teach and it was like, ooh, time for you to get an education today.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have an owner like that comes at you because it's not working for you, that's a company you don't want to, no.
And I've had that. I've won a product. I reviewed it on my own, and I left a review on the website. And the company owner came back at me very nasty, very disrespectful, and says he wasn't gonna post my review because I was going against his company. I'm like, fine. You may you may be one of the biggest companies out there, but you won't see any money from me, and I will no longer respect you, and I will no longer buy from you. And I haven't since. So
Yeah, and I mean that's what gets me. Okay. In the overall scheme of YouTube, the men's grooming community, specifically the bearded community, is very tiny, and it's a very small niche. But it's funny how word gets around quick about, let's just say, less than desirable behavior.
mm-hmm.
And it's weird how one owner coming at you and going after you can impact them on a different level.
Yeah.
That's just, yeah. Oh, wait, I just caught that. Pull it up. When you guys had your World Series run, I was actually a Cub fan that time because I really wanted you guys to end the drought. I really, truly did.
I was too, because my grandfather was a diehard Cubs fan, and I was rooting for him. So.
And Greeter, if I could actually hit the right button, I remember. And I liked how Scott kind of handled that in Scott's Gorilla days. But still, Scott's mellowed. I got to give him a lot of credit. He really has mellowed. All right. Now, when you're setting up for your videos, and then we're going to move on to a couple other things that I really want to get your... So is Gary from Chesapeake. If you tell Gary you like his product, he gets mad at you. It's really funny. If you tell him you like it, he gets mad.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, what do we got here? Long. The scent was pure maple syrup. Yeah. I've had some. I will be perfectly honest. Maple Slicks from Johnny Slicks is a very powerful maple syrup scent. It was one of those when I got it in the pomade and left it in my room. You know how you walk in a room after a candle's been burning and you still have that lingering, it's still there?
Yeah.
It was Maple Slicks. Even though the pomade was shut, I'm like, oh my God, maple syrup everywhere. It's really, yeah.
So. Yeah, I have this one, and it melted. It melted in my mailbox, and half of it's still in the jar. The other half is either in the mailbox or all over the package. The top is on, and my whole basement down here smells like leather because that's what the scent is.
Nice. All right, man, when you're setting up for your videos, do you post up show notes somewhere so you can go back and reference something, or do you try to remember every single thing you want to talk about?
Both. My show notes are just bullet points that I want to cover and talk over. Everything else is just off the top of my brain. So I'll have slideshows of different bullet points that I want to touch base and how I want to do it, and then I'll elaborate on those bullet points. So. But my setup used to be different until I figured out that I could use my webcam and put it on my laptop, and now I can look at it instead of looking like this and not look at the viewer. So that was my only issue that I noticed that I was doing. So because I was looking at my screen and looking at my bullet points and then going off that. So
see, I have a hard point because like I've got a camera with a tripod. In my camera, the display thing will flip around. So I usually have my show notes right under the camera. So instead of looking right at the lens, I've caught myself way too many times looking at the screen. So it always looks like I'm doing this in my videos. When I think I'm looking right at the lens, or I really feel dumb sometimes when I'm like, I should know this by heart, and I've got to look down in the middle of the video and, all right, yeah, here we go. Okay, here, yeah, all right, I covered that. I got this.
Yeah.
But it's just, like I said, one take. I want to get it out there and have a little bit of fun moving it along,
Yeah. Before I was using my iPhone. So I had my iPhone propped up behind my computer, and it was taller, and I had my notes on my monitor over here and then my iPhone up here. So I was like looking up or looking over, and I was just, I got to figure this out. So.
Well, you're still new. Trust me.
Yeah.
I've been going at this almost 6 years. I'm still trying to figure it out. Not all of us can be Bluegrass Bearded, and that's not a shot at him. He's just damn good at what he does.
He's a perfectionist.
Or to teach. You want to talk about perfectionist?
Yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying, we can all learn from that, man. All right, man. I want to switch to one topic that we've been talking about a lot on my show, and that's mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Sorry, it's all comment. I know with school starting back up, I'm seeing wars about mask mandates. Shot, get the shot. Hey, Beta, how you doing? Do you get vaccinated? Do you don't? How do you deal with those day in and day out pressures? Because, like you said, you have young kids,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got a family. So, how do you guys deal with that on a daily?
So my mom is a traveling nurse. She goes around the country and she does different jobs for a certain amount of time, and then she moves on. So she's a lot of COVID. She sees the ins and outs of COVID, and I mean, she knows everything. So she tells us, all the goods and bads. So we have that little insight. So when it comes to this stuff, just hearing about this last week, the school district in our town and the next county over have released a statement saying no masks are required to the whole school year. I'm like, wait a minute, is this, if my son wears a mask, he's going to get violated for dress code? Is that what you're telling me? And that's what they're saying. Like, if your kid wears a mask, it's not part of dress code. We're gonna have to take it off, and that's not right. I mean, I'm to the point now where I know what's going on, and I know people who've lost friends recently, and I've had a friend who I just hung out with last month who had a stroke due to COVID.
Oh,
so
wow.
like now, I'm to the point where I don't even know if I want to send my kids to school, because there was a record that came out just recently that between the age of 0 and 17, the numbers have skyrocketed with COVID cases compared to people who are our age. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just one person. I don't have that big of a voice to voice my opinion on this, but when it comes down to my kids and my family, we're going to take the extra precautions. And if I have to keep my kids home from school, I am. If I get in trouble for it, hey, my kids are alive. It's not one of the many kids out there that are sick because they went to school. So
No, and that was one of the things that always made me go, okay, what the hell? Because, God, how can I put this? I really hate distance learning.
I do too.
I really feel like it failed my children in a big way.
I agree, and I thought my kids last year did not succeed the way they should be. So I agree with you.
And that was what really crushed me last year. Was I give my son, and I refer to him as the monkey on my channel for a while because that's been his nickname forever and a day.
Mm-hmm.
He's very smart. He's in advanced classes. He needs to be challenged.
Yeah.
Having a class twice a day wasn't challenging him.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter Amber was doing everything she could do to get out of work. And Brianna's first experience at school was distance learning for most of the year. And then they broke it down into half days, which I thought was utterly ridiculous when my kids were in the afternoon session. So you're getting on a bus at noon, you're going to go to school, you're going to have recess, you're going to have lunch, but you're going to be on a bus by 3 o'clock coming home for the day.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I'm very appreciative of the fact that this year they're going full, they're going to be in there the full day, because I think they need that. I think they need that in-person thing in school to challenge them, to get that social interaction, to get that social developing.
Yeah.
For me, I'm torn with masks on my kids because Brianna had childhood asthma. Thankfully, she hasn't had problems with it. But I know with her mask, she has struggled at certain times. And I know Amber, I love her to death. She's a drama queen. So anything she can do to bring attention to herself, like I'm about to pass out in this mask and spend 3 hours in the nurse's office getting attended to, that's what she was doing.
Yeah.
I will say for the record, and I've said it publicly, I'm vaccinated.
Yeah, so am I.
I got the one and done Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah, my wife did. I got the Moderna, the 2. So
yeah, I've had hangovers that felt worse than honestly the Johnson and Johnson did. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, so everyone's complaining about a dead arm and whatever. I'm like, I'm good. You know, take care, Greeter. I'll see you in the hype this Saturday, bro.
My wife's in here too.
Oh, nice. Oh, there she is. Hey, Veronica. I'm sorry I didn't see you pop in. I was kind of focused on doing stuff. Andrew, how you doing, brother? I hope you're doing okay, man. I am forever in your debt for that day. I hope you understand that.
Someone had mentioned leather somewhere, and he heard it. So,
yeah, well, it's one of the things in there. So I held it up. Ooh. It summoned them. But I mean, do your kids approach you and talk to you about this stuff going on, or are they pretty much numb to it?
I think they're too young to understand. We've talked to them about it, but I don't think they're at the age to where it concerns them or it bothers them. So, I mean, we'll tell our kids when we go out, hey, wear a mask, and they're like, okay, fine, or you don't have to wear a mask, and they're like, okay. So it's not to the point where like, oh, this person or that person or these people or those people. So they're at that age where it's like not a big deal for them.
The hard thing for me was my neighborhood kids. We're being told up here in Washington State, 6 feet apart, stay away from everybody. We don't want to have to interact harsher things, you know. Say whatever you will about my governor. I'm not a big fan of him, but okay, he's trying to do the right thing. Mm. But my neighborhood kids are all on top of each other and everything around and everything. And my kids are like, well, I'd like to go out and play. I'm like, no, I don't know their family. I don't know what's going on. I can't let you do it. Yep. So here having my kids scream out the window, it's COVID, go back inside. I'm like, oh, baby, I'm sorry. You know? Same time. Yeah. Down like Monica Lewinsky. Nice, Bobby. You see, Miss Veronica, I don't know. I didn't. Maybe it's because I got a defective dose through the VA because that's where I got mine, my local VA. But
I know it affects everybody differently. Like it hit her pretty hard, but they said once you get the second shot of the Moderna, it's supposed to hit you the same way. And I mean, I had maybe like chills, like fever type symptoms for maybe like 3-4 hours that day I got the shot, but after that I was fine.
Yeah, my better half on her second shot got hit hard for a weekend. I was like, oh, I hope you just didn't get the Rona, you know? See, and I will admit, she's a courier driver, so I got mine at work at prison. Nice. I have fear with her going in and out of hospitals all the time about the protocols and the procedures that she's got to go through. Mm-hmm. So it's been a huge fear in this family for a very long time. Especially, like I said, we live in a small town in the middle of nowhere. So if things go bad, it's going to go bad quick. And I don't know how soon EMS can get here to get her segregated and get her moving, you know? So the other thing I talk about with mental health is how much stock do you guys put in, like, the news? Do you guys watch it a lot to pick up on stuff, or do you get it from alternative sources like the BBC or something like that?
No, I'll touch base on it, like, in the morning when I'm having breakfast just to see what's going on, if there's anything major. But I don't like dwell in it too much, so it causes like any mental issues with me, like another shooting or this and that. You know, I just look at it just to keep aware of what's going on. I try not to. My oldest son has it every day at school, and I kind of against that because I don't think at that age they should be involved in that stuff at that point. I think it ruins their mental image of life, and they should just enjoy life and focus on learning and not worry about what's going on in the world unless it comes from either a trusted adult or, you know, us parents. So
yeah, that's a very good point. I mean, my son is going to be a teenager next year. Oh God. Sorry. God.
What's up, cousins?
And I'm starting to introduce him to more and more things, but there's been points where my daughter, Amber, picks up on the weirdest stuff. And like in the middle of Walmart the other day, she screams out, "Daddy, why don't people think Black Lives Matter?" And I'm like, That's not a topic for public, baby. We'll talk about that when we get home, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry about that, Miss Veronica. Seriously.
My kids are, I guess you'd say, a little sheltered. I guess we keep them away from that stuff. Um, we monitor their YouTube and what they can and can't watch. So they're away from that negativity, I guess you want to call it,
Yeah.
slash positivity. Um, I just don't think at that age they should be focused on that. They need to focus on excites them, what they enjoy, and what entertains them, and what's going to better assist them as they get older. I don't think that
Yeah.
seeing 5 cops shot on the news is going to help them. So
You see, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Like in the morning before my kids get up, I'm watching. I was afraid of that. I won't lie. Being as close as I am to like the Seattle area, very afraid of that. I'll watch the news before my kids get up, and if my son gets up earlier, I'll talk to him about what's going on because he wants to know. But I want my kids to be kids.
Exactly.
Because the world is vastly different than when I grew up. Save the age jokes. That's for Jersey Joe later. I know I'm going to get them.
I'm the same way.
I remember growing up where the street lights came on, you had to go home.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have cell phones. You didn't have the internet. When you went to someone's house, you had to call your parents and check in and go, yeah, I'm at this number.
Exactly. Yep.
I want my kids to have that joy of watching like Paw Patrol or Bubble Guppies or playing video games. What, dear? Not right now. Why are you? I'll deal with you in a moment. Go downstairs. Turn the light off in your room. Go downstairs. We live in an older apartment, so when the heat goes up, the more things that are run, you pop circuit breakers real easy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I knew it. I knew somebody would do it. I knew it'd be him. I knew it. I hate you, Code. I hate you. But, I want my kids to be kids. Like I said, like with the video games, there's certain things that we just don't do. Like some of these Assassin's Creed games are not that bad. Like Odyssey with some of the monsters, we had to sit and go, okay, you can't watch this because I don't want nightmares later. But it's not like I'm letting them, all right, let's fire up a chainsaw and go around killing campers. No. They'll play superhero games. They'll have fun with Avengers because I want them to get that creativity. I want them to have that imagination.
Exactly.
I want them to ask questions and do things,
Yeah. My wife and I are both firm believers that, we want our kids to enjoy their lives and, live a life that we never got to have, and have fun, not to worry about this and that. And, my kids worry about if they're having McDonald's this week. I mean, that's a worry, but we worry about if we're going to get sick or if, our kids are going to get sick or if this bill is going to get paid today or that bill is going to get paid today.
Thank you.
Are we going to have food on the table this week? I mean, that's the stuff that we worry about. My kids worry about if they're going to get that new toy at McDonald's. It's like, that's the kind of worries we want them to have.
Dude, that's awesome. Iron Wings, that's awesome. Not yet. Got to let them grow a little bit more. I've already had enough trouble from people thinking like I'm already a deranged parent. Shut up, Code. Shut up. I mean, when you're having your daughter who's 9 talk to you about Forged in Fire and what kind of blade she wants to create, what kind of grind she wants to put on there, and how she thinks she can do a heat treat better than the people on the TV, I'm like, oh, Lord. Here we go.
That's got to make your heart happy because it's a passion that you like, and it's something that you enjoy doing, and seeing your little one have that same passion as you do. It has to warm your heart in some way.
It really does, but on the flip side, because of where I live, and here's a true story, okay? I used to play the Walking Dead video game with my son.
Mm-hmm.
AMC has a great little game for my iPad. All right? You have a little mission, you complete your mission, get some chests, get to a little safety area. My son is really, really good at spotting the things in the corners that you normally will not pick up. And he can plot these things out wonderful. Well, we were playing the thing, and he went to school, and he's like, well, if I take my shotgun, I can get these guys. This is going to require an axe. Over here, I'm going to need a baseball bat to take these guys out. My school literally thought they had the next serial killer on their hand, and we had to get called in. The principal, the vice principal, the guidance counselor, and 2 law enforcement officers to talk about my son's behavior. It's a lot of fun when you walk into school and you see 2 cops. I'm like, I don't have any active warrants. What the hell's going on here,
Yep.
But that's why I've got to be careful in certain areas where I've taught my children proper knife safety. It's amazing to have your little daughter sit and discuss blades with you and forging with you. And, when I got, literally when I got tongs in, seriously, when I got my own set in, how she was holding him and going, I thought they'd be a little bigger. And, she's kind of playing with him and trying to do things. And I'm like, you're 9. This thing's almost as big as you. Come on. I love encouraging the passion and the growth, but we've got to be balanced because of where I live in Washington State, because some people will hear some things and they hear trigger words and instantly everything shuts down. And now we have a whole new set of problems.
Yeah. I mean, it's true because, we have to learn ourselves, because when you and I were kids,
Bobby,
we could say something and not have to worry about somebody being offended. Nowadays, our school is going to, and our kids are going to grow up, going to school and be like, man, Tommy over there is fat. And then that's it. Our kid's suspended for, because somebody got sensitive over somebody, it was just in a joking matter, Tommy and my son are friends, and he's just like, man, Tommy, you're fat. And then Tommy goes home, and Tommy's mom calls the school, and the school calls us, says, yeah, your son's unsafe for school. Let's send him home. It's something that we have to learn to teach our kids, because when we were kids, we could say what we want, and no one got sensitive about it and offended.
Well, it's one of those different times. Like, oh God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. My niece is gender fluid. I think I'm saying that right. I have no idea what any of this stuff is. Okay. I don't know different names. I don't know proper pronouns. You're my niece. I'm calling you one thing. Even though you're calling yourself something else, I literally had to tell her, look, I'm a dinosaur. I'm going to be dead in 20 years. Okay. I really don't have time to worry about if I'm addressing you properly. You're my niece. I love you. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh,
I agree.
All right. Now with that, I've already got kids I got to go deal with. We're over that hour point where I told you we usually hit. And sorry, for everyone watching, I literally like to keep these things to an hour and 10 minutes tops, because I think we found out a good bit about Ryan tonight, and I don't want to bore everybody more than I already have. But, I said it before Dan did, so fuck you, Dan. I throw this out there all the time. And how can I put this? I think you're off to a great start. I think you're very well respected. I think you have an incredible YouTube future ahead of you. If you,
Thank you.
Want to keep your channel moving forward, you're going to do it. I can literally see you, when you're comfortable with who you are, getting to 1,000 subscribers quickly. I really can.
I appreciate that.
Because you've been comfortable in people's chats. You don't involve yourself in the petty freaking drama that seems to be dripping off the walls in the bearded community.
Yeah.
You tend to rise above it, and it's freaking awesome. I really look forward to seeing where you go next.
Yeah. This Friday is going to be a new format on my channel, so I'm excited to see what people think. I would love to hear your input. I'm always willing to grow. I'm always willing to change. If there's something I'm doing wrong, I ask for that. I ask, for people to let me know, and she does. She's my rock. So,
well, I'm glad she said that, because I was going to ask about that before we get into the usual little wrap up. Miss Veronica, that's awesome, because If you look at people who are doing amazing when they're married, they have that rock. They have that person who will check them when they need it. Because you have some YouTubers who will not listen. It's like, dude, you're screwing up. You're doing something bad. Fuck you. It's my channel. I'll do whatever I want. I'll burn my channel to the ground. I don't care.
No.
But when someone can come to you and go, bro, what the hell? And you can have that conversation and present your point of view and hear the opposing point of view, that's amazing. So if you're keeping him in check and you've got him on this right track right now, please keep at it. Please.
She and my boys are my motivation for this. She inspired me to do this, and she's been there every step of the way, you know, with my videos. Hey, you're doing this, or why are you doing that? You should do this. And, you know, I take it in consideration. So
yeah, but Dan, I want you to notice one thing. Your better half will cut you. Hers is supporting. I mean, God damn it. Ryan's is supporting him. Notice the difference? She's like, you messed up, Dan. You get a blade. Him? Yeah.
To Alex. Yeah, but
Alex, my brother.
What happens off screen is a totally different story, you know. She's a feisty 5-foot Mexican, so
don't piss her off.
Yeah, exactly.
You will get a blade. That's all I'm saying.
Or a razor blade filled chancla.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or a chocolate.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I throw this out there all the time. We've had a really, really great conversation with him tonight. I found out more about him. I found out different levels about him, and I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw tonight. Now, one of the big things with mental health, and especially with the world being all topsy-turvy, and are we getting back to normal, or we're not getting back to normal, is the monkey virus going to be running around America nowadays, and we're going to have to go back into lockdown. Call 3 people this week. I'm challenging all of you. Call 3 people. Here's why. You never, ever know what a phone call could bring. Just a simple, hey, how you doing? This weekend, I got blessed by a couple things, and I decided to do something a little different. I sent random messages to people going, I'm having an incredible day. Nothing's wrong. I just want to spread some love and happiness your way. Are you doing okay? And what scared me is the most popular response I got back was, are you all right? I'm fine. I told you in the message. I'm fine. I'm spreading love. I'm spreading happiness, brightening up your day. This isn't about drama, is it? So take that time. Contact 3 people and make it 3 people you usually don't speak to on the daily. You know, don't take the easy out and call your wife and go, hey, babe, you doing all right? Cool. I got my one. Because you never know. People are doing horrible things to themselves. If you look at the statistics during all the lockdowns and COVID and everything, alcoholism is on an all-time high. Drug abuse is on an all-time high. People relapsing are an all-time high. Domestic violence is on an all-time high.
Yep.
Suicides are up. Okay? Call someone. Just talk to them. You never, ever know how that can change their day. Just a simple, how you doing? 3 is not that hard. Seriously, it's not. I guarantee you'd place 3 phone calls tomorrow if you and your buddies were going to the bar. You'd place those calls real quick, going yin, yin, yin.
Yep, I had that happen last week. I reached out to somebody that says, hey, don't miss this show tonight. He says, okay, I'll try not to. He joined that show. Moments after that show ended, he's like, dude, I needed that. I really appreciate you sending me that message today. I'm a single dad, and I've been struggling lately, and I really appreciate your friendship, and I really appreciate you doing that because that made my day. That made me who I am.
Yeah, and I mean, it's amazing. Seriously. Because and I've experienced a lot since I became a dad, okay? I started off as a step parent, and I got blessed with the cuteness factor.
Me too.
It's amazing the pressure on guys. Not saying women don't go through a lot. Please don't give me angry hate mail and all that crap. Women are amazing, all right? Y'all put up with us, and there we go. Take it easy, Dagan. Love you, brother. About how guys are taught, don't show emotion, don't show fear, don't show this. You can't break down. You're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to do that.
No.
Guys go through everything. He just said tonight how he's worrying about paying bills, how he's worried about putting food on the table. As a dad, that is a powerful mother effing motivator right there. Keeping that icebox full of food, making sure your lights are on, making sure your internet's working, make sure your cable's working. You know, hey, do my kids have clean clothes? I'm not talking about top of the line everything, but are they clean? Are they, not patchy and dirty and everything else? Going back to school, worrying about what's going to happen out of school. But like I said, call 3.
I'm an open book. I'm the type of guy, I can watch America's Got Talent and I'll sit there and cry because somebody won the golden buzzer. You know what I mean? Like,
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
I have no fear, no shame of showing emotions and keeping my feelings out there. And, it makes me who I am. So.
But on that note, guys, you guys know I always ask this of my guests. I know you said you got something coming up Friday. Do you have anything before then? Anything you might want to tell people about to get them all hyped?
Nope. I used to release videos every week. I'll be doing every 2 weeks. It allows me to prep and start this new format. This week I'll be featuring West Y, company out of North Carolina.
They're good. That's good product.
Yeah, and then in 2 weeks I'll be hosting another company. It'd be Chronic Beard with Mike.
Mike is awesome. I love that man to death.
And then I'll be having a special event on my channel, the first ever live stream for me, September 3rd, 8-bit. We're launching a new scent, a new oil. So that'll be fun. So,
guys, you can find him at Bearded Cheesehead. Sorry, I've been really, really busy today. I would have had that thing pinned. I'm going to start doing that more to get, my guests' social media stuff up. It's just been a heck of a day. Those of you who saw the video I released today, you want to talk about a mental stressor, there you go. But like I tell everyone, tomorrow's video is going to be a blade review because last Friday I shot 4 of them. Simple, easy, knock them out the park. And we will be getting back to some more men's grooming stuff here shortly. I just took a small pause from it. But on that note, guys, we're going to hit the outro. And do not go anywhere.
Okay.
All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in our very, very next video. And where is the thing? There we go. Guys, thank you so much for the time you just gave me. I hope you enjoyed our guest tonight, if we had one, and yes, I'm pre-recording this, or that you might have enjoyed an open mic night or whatever the heck just happened. We're going to try to do these every single Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and whatever you guys are in between and around the world. Next week, we should have another amazing guest or something really cool for you to watch. Thanks so much for watching all this stuff, guys, and we'll see you in our next one.